The history of King Taksin, which I tell you in this week, was not told by sitting in meditation. It's caused from reference from Hluang Po Charan Thithathamo experience. In that speaking, Hluang Po Charan spoke to Hluang Po, Thep Udon, Priest Bua Hill, and Priest Taksin. They were speaking in 1985. Contemporary history was very strange from the real. There were only two people, King Taksin and King Rama I, that he know that who King Taksin was and how he treated Buddhism and how he died. In the middle of the night, Hluang Po Charan was walking alone to Buddhism temple. With pencil and paper, Hluang Po Charan has spoken with three priests. One of these was Priest Taksin. The history which I tell you was spoken by Priest Taksin. Priest Taksin, or we had known as King Taksin, was not a common people as in the history. He was a son of King Baromagod and his Chinese concubine, whose name was Hai Hong. As we have known from the history that Hai Hong was the name of King Taksin's father, but it wasn't true because in Ayutthaya age there were high competitions to compete for thrones. His mother Hai Hong afraid that her son was malicious. She kept the secret that King Taksin was the king's son. She slipped away with her son and then she told her son that her name was Nok Iang and his father's name was Hai Hong. Priest Taksin said that if you didn't be the lineage of king, you couldn't be the king. King Rama I was a lineage of king of Ayutthaya. He was a descendant of king like King Taksin. Even though there was lots of disarray at that moment, King Taksin was not abandoned Buddhist. He was sorting out of Tripitaka, suppressing shame monk, and set a group of monks up. Firstly, he tried hard to rehabilitate Buddhists that was destroyed by Burma. They were not only destroyed permanent structure, but also burned Tripitaka out. That means the Buddha's teaching was destructed. King Taksin decided to go to Nakhon Si Thammarat to borrow Tripitaka, and then the Tripitaka was brought by the ship. The Tripitaka was handwriting copies at Wat Bang Wa Yai by priests. When copying of Tripitaka finished, there was the sorting out of Tripitaka. The second is he ordered to suppress the Shem monk. The last one of King Taksin's ordered to save a group of monks who were moral person at Wat Bang Wa Yai. And the big point of no return of King Taksin history began in the day he complained in the wood. In that night, there was a priest, Hluang Po Thep Lok Udon, was referred to him. He asked the priest that, how you walk into his place? Were the soldier not seeing you? But the priest said that he didn't know. King Taksin thought that he would to punish his soldier, but the priest said that you should not blame the others. He wanted to be angry, but he didn't. The priest said that you kill lots of people. That's very sinful. When you die, you must go to the hell. And then if the speaker was a common person, he must order to behead him. But he is a priest. King Taksin never had the idea to do that. And he never told the priest that he was the king. He has duty to protect this land. And then the priest said that, presently, Your Majesty had already finished your duty, saving the country in your duty, but the military but the militarization to protect the country is the duty of the others. There is the others who can do it as well as you do. Please don't hold the sword again. I ask your Majesty. And then King Taksin asked that what he is doing for. The priest answered that to escape from the round of existences. The priest thought the meditation to him, and then King Taksin changed to the different person. He didn't war, only meditate by himself. That made people thought that he was insane. Because of Guntamari was destroyed by Burma. That moment, Guntamari Age were the worst time. People were starved, and King Taksin decided to borrow money from China around 6,000 taels. If China gave his a time, he could pay the money back. But China wanted to seize the country. He wanted to own Thailand, which made King Taksin decided to do something. He asked his friend Thong Duong, or we know as King Rama I, to be the next king. Actually, that Thong Duong has always kept their faith with King Taksin. He didn't have any idea that to reward King Taksin like we had known. He denied that King Taksin gave the reason that China want to seize Thailand because he owed him the money. And then Thong Duong accepted his arc. King Taksin did like he was insane and enthroned Thong Duong to be the next king. King Taksin and King Rama I said the situation that he was executed by his were hit by sandalwood log, but the guy was not him. And then King Rama I had secretly taken him away from somewhere safe. This shown their loyalty for King Taksin. Firstly, he moved to Nakhon Si Thammarat, and then he moved to Phetchaburi. King Taksin meditated in the cave in Phetchaburi. Be very patient. He reached his goal. He was a Buddhist saint, and in that day, there were two guys who followed him, and then they hit King Taksin many times on his head and left him alone because they think that King Taksin has already died. All of this who King Taksin was, all of this how he treated Buddhism and how he died were told from Luangพ่อ Charan Thitthamo experience. Thus I believe it is the truth. You will believe or not. It's up to your mind. I just want everybody to know the real history of King Taksin. If you want to know more detail, you can read ความหลงในสงสาร books written from Suthassa.com. It will tell you every detail about King Taksin and Luangพ่อ Charan. And thank you for your intention.